all. Today we are going to dive into one of the most important and beautiful chapters, that is unlocking the secrets of chemistry. So, have you ever wondered about why baking a cake is so magical and has so much of procedures, right? So it's just not about how it should turn out to be tasty. It's much more than that. It's like a real life chemical reaction happening right in front of you. When you mix flour, when you mix sugar and you put eggs in there and baking powder, you are just setting a stage for one of the most beautiful transformations happening right in front of you. So that's the process of baking a cake. Okay, so chemical reactions happen all around us. Okay, so they're not just something that just happens in science labs and we're like, okay, chalo, we have to do this. We have to just prepare or mix two chemicals, make that in the lab. No, chemical reactions happen around us all the time. They're like secret codes that transform little substances into something new. Or combining two substances, it becomes something new, something really different, and something very interesting. Now let's break it down to one of the most basic forms of it. So chemical reaction is like dance. So just think atoms around you are dancing in a pattern. So atoms of different elements come together, they break apart and they arrange themselves with the new substances that is in combination with them. So we represent these reactions using chemical equations. How can we represent that in chemical equations? Reactants gives out products. So when reactants are the starting materials, products are the final result. For example, when hydrogen gas reacts with the oxygen gas, it forms water. So now there only you can see the reactants and the products. So, but wait, this is not about it. There's a rule in chemistry that we all should know. The law of conservation of mass. This means that matter cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. So the number of atoms on both the sides of the equation must always be balanced. Like chemical reactions are everywhere around us. Rusting iron, burning of fuel, even the basic digestion of food that happens within us. These are all the examples of chemical reactions happening around us. There are some common type of reactions that we can look into. Number one is combination reaction, where there are two or more substances which form to break out into another new substance. That's iron. You can take an example of iron and sulfur, which becomes iron sulfide. Then there's something called as decomposition reaction, where a single substance breaks down into two or more simpler substances, more like water. It breaks down to two particles, it's hydrogen and oxygen. Then there is something called as displacement reaction, wherein one element replaces another one in another compound. For example, when you combine zinc with copper sulfate, it becomes zinc sulfate and copper becomes separate. So you can see that one is replaced by another. That's displacement reaction. Then we have the last one that's called as a double displacement reaction. So when you know that displacement is like one element replaced, over here two compounds exchange places. For example, you have sodium chloride with you and silver nitrate with you. It becomes sodium nitrate and silver chloride. So that's double displacement reaction. So if you want to see a fun chemical reaction that's around you, all you have to do is take a little bit of baking soda, some vinegar. When you mix them, you can see them puffing up and they react to produce carbon dioxide gas, which causes a fuzzy eruption. So chemistry, we unlocked one of the most important chapters of, and in a very simpler way. We just unlocked a few secrets and that's right in front of you in much more simpler forms. So chemistry is all around you. All you have to do is keep exploring and keep experimenting.